Africa, the second largest continent in the world, with a history of colonialism like India, is also home to many pastoral communities like Bedouins, Berbers, Maasai, Somali, Boran, and Turkana. They live in semi-arid grasslands or dry deserts where agriculture is not possible. They earn a living through their livestock such as cattle, camels, goats, sheep, and donkeys by selling their milk, meat, animal skin, and wool. They also combine pastoralism with other activities such as trade, odd jobs, and agriculture. Colonialism had its harsh effects on the African pastoralists, too, and changed their lives drastically. The Maasais were one such tribe living in eastern Africa who were victims of colonial rule. One of the major changes was the loss of pastoral lands. In the pre-colonial period, Maasai land stretched from North Kenya to northern Tanzania. However, in 1885, it was cut into half when an international boundary was drawn between British Kenya and German Tanganyika. Nearly 60% of Maasai land was taken over for white settlements, and the Maasais were pushed to an arid zone with uncertain rainfall and poor pastures. Like in India, the British colonial government encouraged local peasant communities to expand cultivation, further consuming the pasture lands of the Maasai. Large areas of grazing land were converted into game reserves, like the Masai Mara National Park and the Samburu National Park in Kenya, and Serengeti Park in Tanzania. This was a source of income for the colonizers, but for the pastoralists, it was another blow, as they were neither allowed to enter these reserves nor to hunt animals or graze their herds. These restrictions limited the movement of the Maasais, which in turn affected their livelihood. To make matters worse, the droughts in the years 1933 and 1934 caused immense damage to the Maasais as they lost half their livestock. The British colonists even interfered in the traditional customs of the Maasai and tried to control their society. Traditionally, Maasai society had elders who managed the affairs of the tribe, and the younger men who raided the cattle of other pastoral groups and participated in warfare. To gain control over Maasai society, the British appointed various chiefs from other subgroups and even placed restrictions on warfare and raiding. The appointed chiefs became rich by trading in the towns and lending money to the poor pastoralists at high interest rates. However, the poor pastoralists lost almost everything in times of famines and droughts. They had to work in towns, building roads and in construction, as charcoal burners or doing odd jobs, which suited the colonizers well. This also caused a huge distinction between the rich and the poor pastoralists. Despite the colonizers' attempts to control and upturn the lives of the pastoralists, they adapted themselves to the ever-changing circumstances. They adapted themselves to the ever-changing circumstances.